They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me a loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
Welcome back, guys. AnimeScale here, and today we are going to take a look at the Straw Hats crew and their current level of strength. For anime-only viewers, this is going to be spoiler-heavy, so click off the video and come back later if you don't want to get spoiled. Now, we are in post-10 territory, and the Straw Hats have just officially become a Yonko crew. So let's see how the crew performed in 10 and what their level of strength should be. Uzop right now, to me, is the weakest Straw Hat. He hasn't shown us anything to go off of in 10. We know that he has Perception Haki from the Dressrosa arc, which by the way is the only power-up he had post-time skip, but he's never shown using it again in 10. Oda will probably give Uzop a big buff in the Elbaf arc, but for now, I find it hard to believe that he'd be able to one-on-one a Yonko officer and win. Nami has clearly boosted up her power level by now. Zeus has sworn his loyalty to Nami after fusing with her climate arcs, and so with Zeus fused with such a powerful and versatile tool, Nami stands to possess a comparable elemental strength to that of Big Mom. There's also the fact that Zeus has been Big Mom's go-to homie for years, and that means that Zeus has been through a lot of fights, gaining a lot of battle experience that he can now share with Nami. Sure, Nami lacks the physicality associated with such power, but to offset that difference, remember that homies are not affected by oncoming armament haki. They can be, however, weakened or fully countered by opposing elements, but with the versatility of Nami's elemental powers, that shouldn't be much of a problem. Nami's attack on Big Mom on Whole Cake was so strong that it even managed to at least stagger the Yonko for a few seconds. And we've also seen Nami dealing considerable damage to Ulti as well. So, like it or not, Nami, thanks to this incredible power-up, is now in the Yonko officer territory. Now, Brooke has one of the strangest devil fruits in the series that at the beginning seemingly had no really useful abilities for him to use. But well, after the 2 years time skip, we see that Brooke has likely awakened his devil fruit, gaining the ability to temporarily separate his soul from his skeletal body, effectively making him a ghost. And as such, Brooke is capable of moving through walls and go to areas that would be impossible for him to physically reach. He also became much stronger as a swordsman, becoming capable of coating his sword with the aura of his soul, freezing it in the process, and of course also anyone that comes into contact with it. In terms of Haki, he certainly doesn't have armament or conquerors, and it's debatable whether or not he can use Perception Haki to some extent. Unfortunately, he didn't get any notable 1v1 against the Sweet Officer or a Topiropo, but I'm quite sure he's on that level of strength. Just like Brooke, Chopper has improved his proficiency with his devil fruits. We are not going to explain every form Chopper can enter, but rather focus on the strongest one, which is also the reason he's above Brooke in this list. Even though it was never explicitly stated, I believe that the monster point is a result of Chopper's awakening, and with Caesar's help, he even managed to lengthen the duration of this form up to 10 minutes. Monster point Chopper managed to tank an attack from Big Mom, as well as to box with Queen for a brief moment. Chopper can't use Haki yet, but Monster Point has proven to be effective against people that are out of Chopper's league, earning him the 8th spot on the list. After the time skip, Nico Robin has become a lot more powerful thanks to the training under the Revolutionaries. She improved at using her devil fruits, becoming capable of manifesting gigantic versions of her limbs, creating entire clones of herself, and she even learned the basics of the Fisherman Karate from Koala. It's in the raid of Onigashima where she gets her first serious 1v1 post-time skip against Black Maria, one of Kaido's officers. She was struggling in the first part of the fight until she transformed into a literal devil, a massive darkened woman with horns and a sizable set of wings. Robin's face was now much more sinister, willing to fully embrace her role as a devil. In this new form, which is probably Robin's devil fruit awakening, it took her a few seconds to break Maria apart internally. It's not clear if Robin uses armament Haki in this form, but what is clear is that she low-diffed a Topiropo, skyrocketing her power level to the highest spots of the Yonko officer level. After 2 years of research, Franky successfully merged his own technology with the science of Dr. Vegapunk. Franky can now use Kizaru's laser and created a gigantic mech suit made of a super alloy known as Wapo metal. This metal, which is, by the way, created and commercialized by Walpole, is so durable that it withstood multiple hits from Big Mom herself. Post-time skip, Franky has managed to defeat one of Doflamingo's strongest officers, and even a Yonko officer. Now, I think that Franky has the opportunity to raise his power a little bit more. Don't get me wrong, I think that taking down a Toporopo is already an incredible feat, but I need to see Haki now. That's what I want from Franky, and I know Franky's fighting style revolves around weapons and stuff, but seeing characters like Bellamy and Pekoms using armament Haki makes me believe that Franky should be able to learn basic armament Haki. Regardless, Franky is clearly at the level of a Yonko officer, pushing the Yonko commander level. At number 5, we have the current strongest fisherman in One Piece, the first son of the sea, Jinbei. We already mentioned some of his best feats in other videos. He proved to be strong enough to defend himself from an admiral and able to land attacks on the likes of Big Mom. In fact, he had no problems dealing with Who's Who. We know that Who's Who has the ability to access the 6 styles techniques that we've seen from Cypher Pole, the Rokushiki. Well, Jinbei was not worried about any of that. He still showed that his armament Haki can keep up with the best, and Jinbei was still operating and still chilling after taking down Who's Who. So we know that Jinbei wasn't even fazed by a Yonko officer. I speculate Jinbei being around 2nd commander level. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. With Sanji, I want to go straight to the point. After his Germa genetic awakening, which gave Sanji an exoskeleton that drastically enhanced his strength and speed, Sanji managed to defeat Kaido's 2nd strongest man with a few moves. This puts Sanji very close to the 1st commander territory, and remember that Sanji still has to master this new power, so in the next arc, he'll be even stronger.
Oi, Kaido!
Yes, Zoro is at number 3, but hear me out. On the rooftop of Onigashima, Zoro carried out a lot of attacks that are relevant to his power level. The first one was his Purgatory Onigiri. Now remember that prior to going on the rooftop, Zoro one-shot Killer using this move, completely knocking him out. And we know that Killer should be pretty durable given that he's Kid's 2nd in command, and given that he was able to tank a direct lightning attack from Big Mom and continue fighting afterwards. When Zoro started drawing more power from Odin's sword, he managed to unleash an even stronger attack known as Flying Dragon Blaze. This attack was so powerful that even Big Mom prompted Kaido to dodge the attack, which Kaido did. As the fight continued, Zoro managed to momentarily block a combined attack from Big Mom and Kaido, and after that, when Zoro should be done for the day, with dozens of broken bones, he scarred Kaido with a Conqueror's Haki coated 9 Swords attack. So with all this being said, it's quite clear that Zoro has far surpassed most Yonko first mates like Katakuri and King, who he managed to defeat pretty handily. I mean, taming Enma was a bigger struggle for Zoro than King, so Zoro's next step will be to fully master Enma and master Conqueror's coating as well. And Yamato is in fact the 2nd strongest Straw Hat, being capable of using Conqueror's coating better than Zoro. Listen, Yamato was boxing Kaido alone, a thing that both Zoro and Sanji wouldn't be able to pull off at their current level of strength. Her hybrid form was boxing against Kaido's hybrid form, which you know hybrid forms are the most powerful forms of the Zoan type users. Yamato had been using Conqueror's Haki since she was a child. She's been training to fight Kaido since she was a child. We also have to understand that she managed to fight Ace equally with Sea Prism stone handcuffs on. Do I even need to mention that she's a mythical Zoan user? We don't need to go into that since her 2nd spot is already more than justified. Maybe when Zoro will make Enma a Black Blade and master Conqueror's Haki, he will be back at number 2, but for now, Yamato is hands down the 2nd strongest Straw Hat. Right now, Luffy has mastered all 3 types of Haki. Advanced Perception, learned against Katakuri, Advanced Armament learned from Yogoro in the Udan prison, and Advanced Conquerors learned and developed in the fight against Kaido. So, in terms of Haki, he hasn't got much left to learn. He also awakened his Devil Fruit, which was described as the most ridiculous power in the world by the Gorosei. Luffy right now is one of the 4 Yonko, and he's maybe behind 2 or 3 characters in terms of strength, those being Blackbeard, Shanks, and Imu. Of course, this is my take, and I know there are some people out there that still have Kizaru and Aokiji above Luffy. I personally find it ridiculous, but let's wait and see how things play out. So this was the list, guys. I hope you agree for the most part. Leave your thoughts in the comments section. Like the video if you did, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. This is AnimeScale out. Bye!